Call it being in the right place at the right time. When a voter standing in line at a St. Charles County polling place collapsed, several Good Samaritans jumped in to help.
And Steve Harris has their story.
It started as an uneventful morning at Liberty High School in Wentzville. It was election day. This is a polling place, and like most other places that morning, the lines were unusually long. Chris and Kelly Schneider were in that line when this happened.
There's a gentleman that was standing in line, and he was probably about 100 feet away from me or so, and all of a sudden he collapsed.
Chris ran to help. Kelly followed.
As I turned him over, I could see he had a gash on his left side of his head.
I was asking, is there a pulse? Is there a pulse?
And I couldn't find a pulse.
The man was having a heart attack, and although he didn't know it at the time, he was actually in really good hands. See, Chris is a Lake St. Louis police officer, and Kelly is a nurse.
I'm starting CPR and started doing compressions.
There were people praying.
Somebody had called 911 at that point.
It was really cool to see everybody come together.
One guy next to me was taking a pulse for me while my wife was talking me through a lot of the CPR stuff, because he was coming and going. We were getting a pulse, and then there was no pulse. And at one point we thought he was breathing, but my wife was like, no, it's agonal breathing.
And that's when Assistant Principal Matt KIESEL joined in.
Well, I was here in the morning making sure that the election was going well, getting tables and chairs, and someone came in shouting for a defibrillator.
Matt ran to the nurse's office to get this one.
And then they took it from there and placed the pads and delivered one shock.
Do we really have a pulse? And they said, yes, we have. And I'm like, okay, roll him over then. So we rolled him onto his side into the recovery position, and EMS had showed up at that point.
The man was taken to the hospital where he's recovering.
What's awesome about it is before I even arrived, there was 4 or 5 citizens helping this gentleman.
All of those people that were there helping, all of that coupled together is what ultimately saved this man's life.
Steve Harris, News 4.